Lewis Hamilton made a telling comment to Sergio Perez about his Red Bull teammate Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton brutally trolled Sergio Perez when the two drivers were asked about Max Verstappen only receiving a reprimand for his impeding incidents at the Singapore Grand Prix. The current F1 Drivers' Championship leader saw his run of 10 consecutive race victories come to an end, but he seemingly got off lightly after being summoned to the stewards over 3 infringements. Ahead of the Japanese GP, several of Verstappen's rivals were asked to comment on the Red Bull star only receiving a reprimand despite drivers previously receiving more severe punishments. After qualifying in 11th place under the Marina Bay floodlights, Verstappen was called to the stewards to discuss 3 separate incidents of alleged blocking, 1 in the pit lane and 2 on track. He received 2 formal reprimands, the first for delaying his exit from the end of the pit lane in Q1 and the other for blocking AlphaTauri driver Yuki Tsunoda in Q2, with Red Bull also fined £4,316 for the latter incident. But earlier in the season, the punishment for such offences was a 3-place penalty, something that Verstappen's fellow drivers were sure to be curious about as they reflected on the weekend in Singapore. Verstappen's teammate Perez predictably had nothing to say about the matter, which prompted a chuckle out of Hamilton, who was sat next to him, as he joked, "Are you sure? You always have an opinion on things." "Not on this one, I pass it to you," said Perez in response to the Mercedes star's probing queries, who then further asked, "Are you allowed to park at the end of the pit lane on the way out?" With Perez replying, "Not wait for that long, but it's something that probably in the future we're allowed now." Hamilton then gave his verdict on Verstappen's cases. "I didn't really see them. I obviously was in the pit lane when everyone stopped and I couldn't see what was happening up ahead. And we always work as close as we can with the FIA to have consistency, and there is some variation, so we have to continue to work on it for sure." It was one of the topics of the day during the pre-race press conferences, as Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc admitted that he was surprised how Verstappen received just a reprimand. "Yeah, I was a bit surprised," he said. "Especially the one in the pit lane, because that could open quite bad situations in the future. But again, as we've said, it's always an open discussion with the FIA. Trying to explain to them what our point of view is and improve, and I'm sure we'll have that discussion tomorrow evening, in the driver's briefing."